Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Jason, Jason's House of Fun and Video Games, bringing you today Thrift Time and Finds Volume 33. Now, the question I will ask myself for you is, where have I been? Has it been work? Has it been busy? Has there just not been enough time? No. I did an update to the game room, which wasn't a huge one, but it was big enough where I wanted to share it with you folks and just have a good conversation just like I always do. And after multiple attempts of trying to upload it from my phone, from the computer, every other way, it just wasn't meant to be. For whatever reason, either the video was corrupted, the phone's corrupted, the game room's corrupted, I'm corrupted, something is corrupted, not working. So that video's there, but it's just going to sit there now because I can't upload it. I don't know why. So let me know if you've ever had that problem where you worked really hard on something and for whatever reason it just didn't work out. YouTube, life, whatever. I'm just curious. But as you can see from that thumbnail, we have been rocking and rolling on the Thrift Express. It is what it is. I've only gone a few select times, but I've gone at the right time, gone to the right one, right place. So that is one of my biggest tips for being at the thrift. It's kind of like the lottery. You just have to be in the right place at the right time. But I'd say there's a much more better chance of me finding something cool at the thrift than me hitting $1 million. So take it for what it is. But let's get to the finds. Now this one right here, I think I'll go over first. Pretty cool. I don't normally bring home magazines, but these are awesome. They're called Infinity, and because of the symbol, which is located right there, I believe these may be from Europe or England because it looks like it's the euro. Let me know if I'm accurate in that, but I saw a whole stack of these. I'm not really big on collecting magazines. I really just don't have the room. Unless it's something that means a lot to me, like Nintendo Power, Game Pro, Tips and Tricks. I keep an eye out for that. Older Game Informers, but they're really hard to find. But typically I don't. But with these, I mean, it's got a lot of things about horror in it. It's got a lot of good articles in it and everything. And the cover art itself just like blew me away. And I'm like, why haven't I ever heard of this before? So if you have heard about this or not, and I could be completely off on whether it's from Europe or not, let me know. But they're pretty cool. So show you a couple of the covers. I'm not going to go over every single one of them, but I mean, they're very well put together. Like a glossy type finish. The pages were all good in it, so I'm just going to flip to a random page here. Oh, okay. Well, there's some interesting horror in here, which is great. Ooh, look at that. You can't really see it, but it is the Incredible Hulk. And not the comic one, but the, what was it? The live action one. If you've ever seen that before, you haven't, definitely take a peek at it because it's cool. I really liked them. I grew up on those as well. My mom was huge into it and got me introduced to it, and I was like sucked in. I was like, this is awesome. Lou Ferrigno was the Incredible Hulk. So here's another one right here. I flipped a page and I saw something pretty interesting. It's going to bother me if I don't do this, and this isn't very interesting to watch, and I get it. But there was something really interesting. I'm not going to be able to find it now. But I got a whole handful of these, and they just got great. You know me with cover art. I mean, look at how many rabbit holes I've jumped into because I like cover art. So this is pretty cool stuff. And there's this one right here. It got some horror goodies on the back. It says only $3.99, so I'm guessing that must be European money. I'm not sure though. That's a pretty cool one as well. Yeah, they just look really cool, and I've never heard of them before. This one is the one that caught my eye, Star Wars, because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so definitely want to read up on that, see what it has to say. And then it had another thing that was Star Wars on it as well. I thought those were PS1 games on the back, but they're not. It just looked like it to me, so. And got this one right here. Ooh, it says Dark Fest. Is that like their version of Fear Fest, like AMC. Don't know. This one had some aliens on it. And it's got a UFO and all kinds of stuff on it. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. I've only flipped through a few of them, and I wish I could show you the page I was looking for, but it'll take 3 years, so I don't want to do that. Oh, wow, look at that. A fond farewell to the amazing Stan Lee. That's awesome. So I'm excited to be able to go through these at least, and then figure out if it's definitely something for me to keep. But we're going to keep going. This is something I've been looking for a while. I'm looking for the 2004 one and the 07 one because the newer ones just don't have that box set feel to it. So this is the Boston Red Sox 2007 World Series. So this has every game of the World Series. I've just always wanted it, but I didn't really want to pay like, you know, 50, 60 bucks for it. So I kind of just, you know, let it sit there or whatever. And I really wish I pulled the trigger on the 04 one because I've never seen that before. This is the first time I've seen this one at the Thrift too. So those who wait, pretty cool. If you don't know, obviously I'm from Massachusetts, so Boston, you know, of course it's very associated with anybody in Massachusetts, whether you're where I am or, you know, Western Mass or completely very different places other than Boston, but you're just automatically associated with Boston. But, you know, I like to watch a good baseball game every once in a while. I'm not huge into it, and, you know, obviously with the ongoing pandemic, it's kind of really hindered a lot of sports. They're just starting to come out now, but who knows how long that's going to be on. Like I said, I like to just kind of sit down, hang out with a couple of buds, watch a game every once in a while. So this is pretty cool and pretty excited to add it to the collection. It's ever growing these days. And ironically enough, I found this. I was like blown away by it. I'm like, why would somebody throw this out? Because these things actually cost a little bit of change. But somebody threw it out, and you can always have yourself an extra Xfinity clicker. So that is unused, and it's a Red Sox one. So in case mine gets broken or whatever, it's a pain in the butt whenever it happens, right? So whenever something happens to the Comcast is what I have, so I have Xfinity, Comcast, whatever. Whenever something happens to the cable or something happens to the clickers, it's always on a day that they're closed. Every time. Or you have to rush there because they're closed in like an hour. And you're like 2 hours away or whatever. So I don't have to worry about that, at least with clickers this time. And it hasn't happened a lot, but when it does happen, you know, inconveniences are what they are, right? So pretty cool. Definitely excited to add that in there. Let's see here. This right here is something from a loot crate. I'm not really into loot crates, but it's a T800, I think it was. Is it? I might be wrong. Oh, it's the Terminator without his skin. And he's pretty cool, so let's see if you can get that in there. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, cool. Awesome. So, I don't know, something cool. I thought it was an ornament at one point, but I guess not. No. Cool. Dig it. And let's see if there's anything else good in here. Of course there is. I told you I was holding off on the DVDs, but if I see something I like, I'm going to get it. Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I'm an 80s baby. I'm a huge fan of the 80s. And you can't go wrong with Pee-wee Herman. Awesome show. Grew up watching it. And the movie was fantastic. Another one in here. I finally pulled the trigger on a Vegas vacation that wasn't completely messed up. So I'm excited to add that to the ever-growing DVD collection. Now, that's a definite, because if you haven't seen any of the National Lampoon movies, even though it technically doesn't have it in the title, it is in the series. They're great. And if you haven't seen it, then I don't know what to tell you. Let's see if I got anything good for the rest in here. I got a lot of things like this. So I found a whole bunch of cords, got a decent deal on it. You can always go with some cords, especially these really long ones. This is the only other one I'll show you of it. Somebody must have just turned in all their audio equipment. There's nothing wrong with it. The ends don't look like they're rusted or anything crazy like that. But if you need to get from one side of the room to another, these things can get really expensive. So That's a very practical buy, which is typically not something I buy anything practical. It's usually nonsense, but that's pretty cool. That's pretty much what this bag is, so I'll kind of just tuck this to the side, I suppose. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So kind of just stuff that I need. And this one right here, even though I took down my nonsense table, you got a Superman in there that looks pretty cool, and a cable. And that, I believe, is a cable from... I'm just ripping it open. There's other things in there I don't really care for. Except for that, that's pretty cool. Good old Jango Fett, or a weird version of Boba Fett without gloves. That's cable. And he's broke, he don't work, but it's cool. I believe this is from 1992. Where is it? We always look for the date codes on these. And waste like 3 years trying to... Oh, wow, it's pretty easy to find, actually. Oh, wow. Talk about a memory. That is 1992. And I had this at one point, but I don't anymore. But now, I do. That's pretty cool. You got here. What is this other thing? I don't know what this is. You know, maybe it is more interesting. Maybe there isn't. Maybe I'm not throwing away anything. That looks like Albert Einstein. I've never seen Albert Einstein in this kind of thing. There's no 2012. It's a Walrus exclusive, so I don't know what that is, but he was a smart man. And then Superman got them red eyes going, and it's just different. I don't have a lot of Superman figures, so I'm pretty happy with that. Good stuff so far. I mean, I always get good stuff, but let's see here. What do we want to move to? Let's move to the masks. Now, did I get this to wear? No, it makes all kinds of sound. Does the sound still work? Nope, it doesn't. Spider-Man. What I want to do with this, as I pointed into the abyss, into the imaginary wall, I want to actually put this on the wall like this, because I think it would be pretty cool. So I saw this one here, and then I saw Venom. And if you've watched my channel enough, you know I love me some Venom. Look at that ton. It's crazy. And that actually has something that it probably went to something else, I'm guessing. Like there's a part of it that's missing, but that's perfect because it has the perfect groove right here. Put it on a nail and let it hang on the wall. Because who doesn't want some Venom in their life? Good stuff. Alright, what are we going to move on to? Ooh, this is a good one. Check this out. This is a model kit for R2-D2. Now, when we take R2-D2 out of the box, R2-D2 isn't looking so hot. Let's see if I can get a better close-up of that. He's not doing so hot, but it's okay. He's not complete. There's a few things missing out of it. It looks like somebody attempted to paint it or something. But I did not get this model because of the action figure alone. Or the model alone, I should say, rather. It'd be cool if it was, you know, complete in box, unopened, but I didn't really expect it to be. But look at the box. Again, I'm big on cover art. And it's awesome. Dog doesn't sound too yet. And this was from 1977. So, this box looks in pretty good shape for being that old. That is over 40 years old, I want to say now. Yeah, I think so. Just about. I don't know. You do the math. I think it's about around 40 years old, so. Because I'm 36. Yeah, a little more than 40. Cool. So, I'll be super excited to put that somewhere in the game room because I don't always get things because they're games or because they're movies, because they're action figures. I like things that interest me, and you can't tell me that that cover doesn't look awesome. Wicked 70s. I'll try not to do that again. Alright. Now, let's see if we can get ourselves to the movies, maybe? I don't think I found any games whatsoever. I got a few more things. We'll slow it down. We got a few more things. Let's not jump to conclusions here. This is a monetary value whatsoever on it, but it's cool. I think it's something. Oh, that's funny. So you can actually heat this up and grill in the Boston Celtics logo into your meat, which, of course, during these days and times, or times and days, whatever, around this time where we're in right now, during what we're dealing with, probably not a good idea, but it is sealed, so I guess if I ever had anything wrong with it, but we're not going to do that. It's still pretty cool. Probably take it out and put it somewhere just because it's a nice little medallion. It's nice gold. It's cool. I dig it. Alright. Now let's see what we got here. We got movies. You know, with me, we got movies. So, try to separate it, which I could have done before, but let's not even get into it. So, we will try to rapid fire through a bunch of this. But I want to separate it into... Oh, I did get a game. Oh, I didn't even know that. Pretty sweet. Okay. We could have done this before, but it's okay. It's all good. No worries. Let's see here. Yeah, we got a good chunk of stuff, I'll tell you. We found a lot of uncommon stuff, like not super rare or anything. I do have another game. Jeez, I didn't even know. Well, whatever, it's cool. I got a copy of Bones that isn't looking too well, but I don't typically see Bones a lot out in the wild, so let's see here. We're getting there. Cool. Yeah, we got a good chunk of the old VHS. I know I said I was gonna slow down, but if I see it and I like it, I'm getting it, and that's the end of it. So it's all good. So why don't you tell me while I'm trying to shuffle through these, have you folks had any luck out in Thrift? Because I certainly have. I have a really, really, really awesome find. I almost forgot about it until I just saw it in the reflection. So bet you can't see it though. We do have some other stuff though first. So this is something I got pretty recently too. It makes sounds and everything like that. It's just something silly. I like little things like this, little novelty things, and you know, just kind of put it on the desk. I have a whole desk full of nonsense. Everything in this place is nonsense, what I'm talking about. So let's see if I can hit the big one. Oh wow, I won, but I don't know what I won. I can't tell if that's the horseshoe or if that's the bars, because if it's the bars, I just won a lot of money. You ever seen a lot of these around? I actually just saw two of them in the same place. And some guy came up to me and was like, wow, it's really cool. Great find. Do you know if they have any more? I'm like, well, not typically because it's such an interesting thing to find. But this was in the back and there's another one there. So, but I got the one that was electronic because, you know, I like the noises and stuff. Oh, here's another cool thing you don't see very often. It's a tape recorder. It's got a leather case to it. Let's see if I can pull it out real quick. It's in great condition. These don't like sell for anything. Not that I'm trying to get into that yet, but you never know. Someday it might be somebody may be looking for something like this. So it's pretty cool. Nice and handheld. I never had one with leather before, and do I record things and stuff like that? I don't know. I just like the mechanics behind it, I guess, because when I was younger, before videos and recording yourself and stuff like that, at least from my knowledge, got introduced, I used to run around with a big boom box, and me and my buddies would just record ourselves being foolish. As I've shown on a very early episode, a very early video on the channel, it was called tape converting, I believe, and a few other things as well. So tape converting, look for that if you want to check that out so you can hear a little sneak peek of that. I don't know if I'd ever release it completely because, when you're younger, you're acting like a fool, and, mostly I was acting like a fool typically, but anyway, pretty cool. Long drawn out story, but that's how I am. It's all good. Alright, let's continue. I could have done this before. I never do. I just never learned my lesson, do I? But it's good. we needed this time to kind of sit down. You could take a look around. Like, there's plenty of things you could do while I'm doing this. Oh, yeah. Here we go. All right, cool. Almost there. Almost got it. Wow. You know, you got stacks upon stacks of goodies. Alright. Alright, cool. We'll pull out the rest after. So we got the good stack ready. There's going to be some VHSs. And like I said, I'm not trying to keep going and like grab a bunch of VHSs, but I did. And it's stuff that I like. And actually the other day when I was sitting here with Cynthia, I forget what we were doing. I think one day we watched a Laserdisc, which is pretty cool. Can't wait to share a update to my Laserdisc collection and an update to a potential other machine that I found, which is great. And yeah, we were watching some VHS. I don't remember what it was. Oh, you know what? I remember what it was. It was called Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone. And for whatever reason, love watching it on VHS, so pretty cool. But let's get to it. We wasted enough time. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. You know the holidays are coming up. What better way to get in the holiday cheer than to watch this movie? If you haven't watched it yet, definitely check it out. Awesome, hilarious. Can't say enough about it. Alright. The Specialist. As you can tell, I'm a pretty big Sylvester Stallone fan. Arnold Schwarzenegger fan as well. Cool. The Vanishing. This is kind of like a thriller, I believe this should be technically. I remember seeing this a long time ago on TV, and I was like, wow, that was a really good movie. And I never saw it again. Never went out and thought to get it or whatever, but finally found it on VHS, so pretty cool. The Devil's Own. Some Harrison Ford and Brad Pitt. Really good movie. I haven't seen it on DVD out there. I have seen it a lot. I just never got it for whatever reason. I was like, I'm getting the VHS and that's it. Here's one I'm pretty excited about. The Frighteners. And it's got that cool little thing right there. I forget what it would be called. Correct me in the comments because I don't know what that's called. But like if you move it a certain way, it changes the look of the picture. Really good movie. Extremely hard to find on VHS. I have never seen this out there, especially with the lithograph. Boom! I'm good. The lithograph on it. Really good movie. I liked it. Michael J. Fox. Back to the Future. Alright. JFK. From Oliver Stone. Sealed. Really good movie. Most of his movies are really good, as long as you're open to opinion. Just like any movies, I guess. But I know that I've seen a lot of people have a lot of strong opinions about Oliver Stone and his work, and some of his work is definitely for a certain group of audience. And I'm not saying that in a bad way or a good way. It's just like if you're a horror fan, you like horror. If you like comedy, you like comedy. It's kind of something like that, but it's kind of its own little thing because it definitely gets intense, but great movie, for sure. And let's see here. Mighty Joe Young. I remember when I was a young boy in the 80s. And I'm trying to think of what channel it was. I want to say it was UPN 38, which could be completely different from where you're watching this from. But in this area, UPN 38 was something that had the Stooges on Saturdays. A bunch of different movies like that you don't normally see like very typically on TV, and this was one of them, so finally picked it up. I've never seen it in VHS, and it's the colorized version of the film, so I remember the black and white version if I'm not correct, so pretty cool. Alright, let's see if we can get these ones in order, because these ones kind of got to be in order. Nope. So I completed the Lethal Weapon collection on VHS. I think all I needed was 1 and 3. Pretty cool. Great movies. Mel Gibson and Danny Glover in these movies are hilarious. A little bit of Joe Pesci in there. You can barely see him. Definitely worth it. Awesome. All right, and I guess we're going for a Jaws collection. You got Jaws 2 on VHS. Great sequel. Nothing ever tops the first one. This is the third one. Jaws 3D, it was called. Although it has Louis Gossett Jr. in there and Dennis Quaid, who are very good actors. Oh, the third one of Jaws. It's such a cool looking case. It's such a cool looking artwork, but yeah, didn't really live up to it. I like Jaws the Revenge, though. I don't think it was even called for. I think it was just Jaws the Revenge. So, I guess I got 2 more to track on that, and I'll complete that set. And got a few more. We always have a few more VHS. Daylight, another movie very uncommon for me to find out in the wild. Stallone. If you're claustrophobic, I would say do not watch this movie, but if you're looking for an awesome action flick, any Stallone movie is. It's a Killer Ride, Turbulence. I've seen this once on TV, and I believe it was on TNT. I could be wrong. I got it because I thought it was pretty interesting. I don't remember if I really liked it or not, but it has like a Air Force One vibe to it, I think. You know, I'm not just saying that because there's a plane on the cover, but still, pretty cool. Whoop, almost dropped the VHSs. Dangerous Minds. Very iconic soundtrack. Gangster's Paradise from Coolio blew up like wildfire back in 1995. Pretty cool. Good movie, too. It's interesting to see movies from back then to now and see how things have changed, or some of them have stayed the same no matter how much we try to make art imitate life. And sometimes we just don't seem to learn our lesson. I don't mean everyone in general. I'm just saying in general, I guess is the best way to put it. So, still, great movie. Rich Man's Wife. Another interesting movie. I think this is a thriller, so you know I love my thrillers as well. My horrors, my thrillers. A little bit of comedy. And we got a few more in here. Super excited to add Phenomenon to the collection. I have brought this movie up in pretty big detail before, I believe, in one of the episodes. And this movie is just fantastic. It has John Travolta in it. It's just a very, very good movie. It's very heartwarming, and it's the actors do very well at showing their emotions, giving off their emotions. The emotions come flying through that TV, and if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out because it's a very good movie. So cool. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. It's a good old thriller. I think the first time I may have seen this was on TNT as well. Apparently TNT had a lot of movies I've seen, or I've gotten recently, so pretty cool. Play Misty for Me. I believe this is the original, and I think this was a movie that was remade as well. And it was Clint Eastwood's directorial debut. I think I've seen the remake. If I'm even saying that right, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just getting my movies mixed up, but still pretty cool. All right, let's see here. We'll run out of space quickly. My goodness, that's all right. We're gonna figure it out. I think Spider-Man. I'll have to go here for now. Good old Venom might have to go here, so we can attempt to get through this in one piece. We'll continue to go through some VHS. Robin Hood. Another hole in the Disney collection because I've been collecting those pretty rapidly. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. A lot of these are sealed too. Pretty cool stuff. You know how I love my sealed stuff, but not usually with movies. So, but still, it's got cool stickers on it. It's just a piece of history. 101 Dalmatians. Apparently, I didn't have this. I could have swore that I did. And let's see what else we got here. This movie is amazing. If you haven't seen it, You gotta watch it. The Never-Ending Story. It has 2 sequels. I'm not too fond of them. They don't do it for me. This one definitely struck a chord with me. Awesome movie. Land Before Time 2. I believe I have the first one. Another one to add to the collection at Disney. This one's cool. It's not a Disney movie, but it says Schoolhouse Rocks, and I remember watching this in school. Or at least a version of it. So, that's pretty cool. I don't know. Can't really give you an answer on that one. The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2. I didn't know there was a sequel to this. Apparently a lot of movies have sequels that I'm not aware of. So, that's it right there. Cool. Another one to add to the Disney collection. Bambi. Because I didn't have that, even though I swore I did. You know what I made the mistake on? I passed up on a lot of these because I didn't scan them into my app, and it was saying that I had things, or didn't have things when I did. And I was like, one day I just had to go through them, and it took a long time. So when you get movies and you get the apps like I have, get the stuff scanned in because you're not going to remember. So, pretty cool. Pooh's Grand Adventure. You know I love me some Winnie the Pooh. Look at the covers on these things. They're beautiful. Like, what more can be said? Alice in Wonderland. I think I've got pretty much all the ones I want, honestly. Got the classics. Such a great movie. And The Return of Jafar. I completed the Aladdin trilogy. This one does, in fact, not have Robin Williams as the voice of the genie. The third one does. The first one does, but not this one. But I actually really like this movie. It's interesting. The third one, it was okay. Robin Williams was the only reason why we revisit that, at least for me. So, put the bag down. Get out of my way. Now check this out. I have never seen a giant box like this before in my life. It's sealed. And it's the American Tail and American Tail Fievel Goes West. Probably said that wrong. This isn't a Disney movie, but this is very unique. I've never seen anything like this before. This is just like an old school big box. Big box VHS. So it's sealed. It's cool. Definitely adding it to the collection. You know it. Alright, let's go through the DVDs now. Alright. He-Man, Masters of the Universe. It's got 10 episodes in it. Awesome box. What can I say? I'm a sucker for He-Man. Very uncommon. Hollow Man 2. The first one was really good. The second one, a lot to be desired, but it's okay. And I like uncommon DVDs, as you can clearly see. Finally completed the Blade trilogy by getting 2 of the Blades I didn't have. And because I didn't scan it on my app, I wasn't sure if I had the first one or not. But I do now. Blade Trinity. This is one that I don't typically see out in the thrift or in the wild at all. Not even at like, like your stores that still, if they still do, sell used DVDs and stuff like that. This is never usually there. So I would say that would be a good candidate for uncommon. K9, the Patrol Pack. This movie brings me back to my childhood for sure. There's 3 of them. I remember seeing the first 2, and then the third one I don't remember really seeing, but another one I watched with my mom. Very, very close to the heart. These 2 movies are. The third one might be good too, but it has James Belushi in it, and just a great story. So definitely check it out if you get a chance and you want to see a good old-fashioned nice movie. There it is, Blade. And Blade isn't completely destroyed. Doesn't have mold on it. There's always been a reason why I haven't gotten it, but I got Blade now, so let me know if you've seen this released on Blu-ray or not. I haven't seen it. I have the first one, I think, on VHS. I don't think I have any other ones, though, but still, cool. I did get a few games. What's the matter with me? How do I not remember these things? I gotta make sure before I start blowing them up here. Nope, I'm good. Van Wilder. I passed up on this a few times because one, it wasn't the unrated version. And if I'm going to get a version, I'm going to get the version the director originally intended to see most of the time. And whenever I did see it, the disc was destroyed. So glad to mark that off the collection. And here's the bones I was talking about. Very uncommon to find. I don't know if you could see it in the way I'm trying to hold it, but yeah. The disc is perfect. It doesn't smell like mold or water or anything. I don't know what happened to it, but maybe it was watered on at some point and it might not work, but good movie nonetheless. Under Siege 2, Dark Territory. Why? Because Under Siege movies are awesome. And Steven Seagal movies are pretty awesome too. I didn't realize I didn't have this. And it's funny that I just got the second one. But I got the first one. Love this movie. It's great. For whatever reason, it kind of, minus the little CG stuff that's in it, it's a little whatever. This kind of reminds me of some of the older horror movies like The Invisible Man. Which clearly he's the Invisible Man. But he's not the Invisible Man, like the Werewolf, Frankenstein. I don't know, it just has that feel to it. It has a feel of like, current and, well, not current, but like pretty recent, like, what was it, 90, no, this was 2000, so 2000s. It has that feeling of that, and it also, it's just a interesting movie and how it flows, I guess. So, good movie. Check that one out. The second one, not so hot. The Thing from Another World. A classic horror movie. Could not pass up on that box, for sure. The Death of the Incredible Hulk. This is the third entry in 3 entries of the Incredible Hulk live action series. This is the only one I've ever seen out in the wild. I've not seen the first one. I've seen the complete series. I've seen seasons of the TV show. I've not seen the first one, the second one, or the third one. So, 1 down, 2 to go. Pretty good stuff. I got this because it's horror and it looks pretty cool. Or it could be really bad, or maybe it's a good bad. You know what I'm talking about. So, Ghouls. Never heard of it. Horror flick. Can't pass it up. I think I've seen bits and pieces of this movie, and I haven't seen it at all out in the Thrift. So it's called Millennium. It's like a science fiction movie, I believe. So, pretty cool. And another horror one. The Old Dark House. Awesome. Alright. Now we can get to the Blu-rays. Picked up 2 Blu-rays, so The Jackal. Never owned this awesome movie. Get Richard Gere in it and Bruce Willis. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. This is one I bought actually from Walmart pretty recently. I'm just including in it because I'm not trying to do 10,000 different videos. So unless I get something really interesting from a big box retailer or from the game store or whatever, I'll throw something up. But maybe I just add it into these videos and make life a little bit easier. Little Monsters, awesome movie from the 80s, and it has Howie Mandel in it, I believe. Yep. So he did a lot of different movies, and Let's Make a Deal. Awesome 80s flick. Can't pass that up. All right. Let's get to the few games that I got. I'm going to give this to my boy. This looks like something he'd have fun with. Learn in Science. Another cool game to add to the collection. Ghost Recon. Because apparently I didn't have this. I played a few of these. They're pretty good. I didn't play the newest one for PS4, but Far Cry limited edition for $2 a game. You can't pass up on these. And I was surprised that nobody kind of reacted and got this, because it'd be good for some trading credit as well. But hey, another game to add to the collection. Who am I to judge? And let's see what else we got here. we got a couple more things, so just bear with me. This one is a special edition of Max Payne 3. I was so excited to get this game in. To get this game when it came out, but it wasn't on the 360 because I didn't have it. It was PS3. But I've never gotten a lot of these big box releases. Excuse me. Oh, need another coffee. This is sealed. Everything in here is pretty much sealed. Comes with a lot of different things, except for the box itself is kind of damaged. But there's a statue in there. Kind of looks similar to where he's, the way he's standing or whatever. Got the game. It's got a keychain. Got a couple other cool things, but for a couple of bucks, I gotta pass that up. And it's a cool little piece for the game room, right? And I like Max Payne. Don't see enough of them out in the wild. Let's see here. What else we got? We got a few more things. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Well, I guess we'll point out the mannequin in the room because it's technically not relevant. So, why did I get that? Because I'm crazy. I have not seen a mannequin out just for like 10 or 15 bucks, I think it was. He doesn't stand on his own, but I think if I put him in boots and put overalls on him and connect one of my mannequin heads that I have to him and put a mask on him, I think it would be pretty cool. Right now, he's just lost his head. But still, pretty cool. I mean, those things cost an awful lot of money, and I wouldn't, spend money on something like that. But I definitely go out and find it at the thrift, and lo and behold. There was a female one there too as well, but not in great shape, and I need something bulkier for what I want to, display it with, like whether it's Michael Myers or Jason or, whatever else I decide to do with it. It's pretty cool, so. And I think we may have one more thing, because there's always one more thing. This one's a special one. Now, let me try to put this down. Let me see it real quick. This, I walked around in the thrift pretty recently, and somebody got there before me and got the games. There was a couple of cool PS3 games or a PS2 game, I think, or something. They were just picking up like great stuff. I'm like, man, this guy's killing it. And I walk around. I don't see much else. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, we'll just get ready to leave. And then I look as I'm walking out the door. And he's looking for the same things that I am. So, whatever. It's cool. And I look and I do the double take. And I see a video game system just sitting on the shelf. I was like, there's no way that I missed that. They literally, as I was walking back, were putting that on the shelf while me and that other individual were out back kind of looking for, video game accessories or nonsense or whatever he was looking for. I don't know. But anyway, I hopped back in the line so fast, just made it. Because I think within seconds we both saw it at the same time. And he was all the way at the other end, and it was, the battle was won. I was at the door, so, obviously now we have, lines and 6 feet of distance and all that, so you can't just jump right up to the counter and be like, ooh! So I jumped in the line, grabbed it, and for 20 bucks, I'm not going to complain because I never thought I'd find one of these in the wild for $20. And it goes for an awful lot more online. It does have some discoloration with it. I believe I took the batteries out of it already. I've already gone through it. It's got everything in there. I'm pretty sure it has the disc in there because apparently this didn't come with a case, just the disc. But that is a Wii system complete. It's a white Wii. I would have rather had the blue Wii because that's the one I'm looking for to definitely get complete. Or I'd like a red Wii complete, but I don't know. Who knows? But for 20 bucks, that's how much I got the. What did I get from there? I got a 3DS. In the box, or a DS rather, in the box. Was it a DS? I had to look. Yeah, it was a Nintendo DS Lite in the box. Nothing wrong with it. It was used. Like this, doesn't, obviously was used as well, but perfect condition for 20 bucks. You go online and these prices are like outrageous. But rightfully so. It's not something that you can buy just in the store anymore, but I'd say that's definitely my find of the day. Not find of the year. That still goes to the laser displayer, but definitely find of this video as well. But I think that is pretty much it. Unless, I'm sorry if I appear that I'm lost, but there's just a lot of stuff to go through. So, I'm going to pick you up and we're going to go through some stuff, if I can get to you. And we'll go this way. I think all over the place today. But let me know down in the comments section down below, as always. What is your favorite thing that I got today? Was it the VHS? Was it that super huge duper VHS that isn't Disney? Sealed. Was it the games? Was it the casino? Was it the loot box? There's plenty of things to choose from. Certainly got a lot. And I'm pretty excited about them. So, there's the Max Payne. You got the Venom. The Wii for 20 bucks. You really can't go wrong with that. The Spider-Man, and of course, the mannequin. If you want to take a better look at him, he came with pants. But you see, like right here, like he doesn't like stand, so that's gonna kind of drive me nuts. But anyway, this video has certainly gone on a lot longer than I thought it would. But there's two more things, because there's always two more things. So put you up for a sec. And I got these political poopers, Donald Trump and Joe Biden. You put candy in them and they poop it out. I don't think that's really a find of the day, but it's hilarious. So as always, let me know down in the comment section down below what was your favorite thing out of all the stuff that I got. And if you haven't already, how you doing, Wee? Please hit that subscribe button. By doing so, anytime that I upload a video, and it actually uploads, you'll be notified of it immediately if you hit the notification button as well. Join the 76 other amazing folk who have joined the House of Fun and Video Games and have a blast with me every time. We get in some great conversations. We have a lot of fun. And that's about it. It's Monday, so you're not going to be enjoying your weekend, but you're probably getting ready for the work week. So this is Jason from Jason's House of Fun and Video Games. I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope you enjoy your week and get to Friday, because you know the weekend's almost here. But it's just a little further ahead.